Welcome back to Furniture Industry News, your go-to podcast for everything happening in the world of furniture. Today is Friday, March 28th, and we've got a lot to cover, from container rates and tariff talk to consumer trends and company earnings. If you're in the business of making, selling, or thinking about furniture, you're in the right place. Let's kick things off with a big picture topic that's been simmering for years: tariffs and domestic furniture production. Two industry veterans recently weighed in on a big question. Are tariffs on imported goods enough to bring furniture manufacturing jobs back to the U.S.? The short answer? Not really. While tariffs can give U.S. manufacturers a bit of breathing room against cheaper imports, they aren't a magic fix. The real issue comes down to infrastructure, skilled labor, and long-term investment. One exec pointed out that even with tariffs in place, you can't just flip a switch and restart a domestic factory that's been closed for decades. Plus, many companies have already shifted supply chains to other low-cost countries like Vietnam and Mexico, where the costs are still lower than making it all here at home. So, while tariffs may help in the short term, they're not the silver bullet for bringing back mass-scale U.S. furniture production. It's going to take more than trade policy. It'll need serious investment in workforce training and technology. Now, let's talk logistics. If you've been dealing with international shipping, you know container costs can make or break your margins. There's some good news on that front. Spot container rates to Los Angeles are down 40% compared to this time last year. That's a pretty big drop. Rates have eased up thanks to a better balance between demand and supply, with fewer bottlenecks at ports and more available containers on the market. For retailers and manufacturers, that could mean lower transportation costs and the chance to improve margins or pass on savings to consumers. It's a big deal, especially after the chaos we saw during the pandemic when container prices were sky high. Of course, global tensions and potential disruptions still loom, but for now, this is a welcome break. From ports to products, let's switch gears and talk about what customers are looking for, especially when it comes to upholstery. Highlights from the recent CN Week event shed some light on consumer preferences, and there's a clear trend: comfort is still king. Shoppers continue to prioritize comfort and functionality over flashy designs. Think deep seats, plush cushions, and performance fabrics that can handle daily life. Sectionals are especially popular, especially those with modular designs that can be customized to fit a space. And don't forget about neutral colors. Grays, creams, and soft earth tones remain the top picks. While bold patterns and bright colors still have a niche following, the majority of consumers are sticking with safe, versatile options that work in different room setups. Speaking of comfort, outdoor furniture is getting a lot of attention too. A recent report from the International Casual Furnishings Association shows that people really want to make better use of their outdoor spaces. They just don't always know how. Consumers said they'd love to spend more time outdoors, but many feel their current setups aren't comfortable or practical. That's where the opportunity lies. Think better seating, shade options, and multi-use furniture. Items that blend style with function, like fire pit tables or weatherproof sectionals, are in high demand. People want outdoor spaces that feel like an extension of their homes, places to relax, entertain, and even work. So for retailers and designers, there's a growing market in helping customers bring that vision to life. On the business side of things, a few financial updates from major players are worth noting. First up, Catapult, the lease-to-own financing provider, wrapped up its fiscal year with some solid momentum. Originations were up in Q4, helping the company call it a great quarter overall. The strong performance came from expanded merchant partnerships and solid consumer demand for alternative financing options, especially among shoppers who don't use traditional credit. For retailers offering Catapult, it could be a good sign that flexible payment options are resonating with buyers and helping close more sales. Another company with some positive news is Steelcase. The office furniture giant posted mixed results for the quarter, but here's the standout stat. This was their 11th straight quarter of margin improvement. That kind of consistency in a challenging market is impressive. Steelcase said it's been focusing on higher margin products and smarter supply chain strategies, which are helping boost profitability even when sales growth is uneven. Like many in the office space, they're still navigating how hybrid work and changing office layouts affect demand, but they're clearly doing something right when it comes to controlling costs and protecting their bottom line. Now, not everyone is riding the same wave. MillerKnoll reported a slight increase in net sales for Q3, but it wasn't enough to offset a net loss for the period. The company said sales in some segments remained soft, and while their overall revenue was up, higher costs and restructuring efforts pushed them into the red. They're working on realigning operations and streamlining their business, so this could be a transitional phase. Still, it's a reminder that even well-established brands aren't immune to the pressures of rising costs and shifting consumer demand. It'll be interesting to watch how MillerKnoll navigates the next few quarters, especially as more companies experiment with rethinking the modern workspace. And that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Furniture Industry News. From tariffs and container rates to upholstery trends and quarterly results, we hope you're walking away with the insights you need to stay ahead in this fast-moving industry. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to subscribe to Furniture Industry News so you never miss an update. We'll be back soon with more stories and analysis from across the furniture world. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.